Hello, cozy detectives, and welcome to the Blanket Fort Files. I'm Larissa,
And I'm Joy.
and we're here to report on all things comfy and cozy.
Comfy and cozy. I've had
Oh, that was
headaches.
beautiful. Oh no, the headache's not beautiful, but the
I know.
cozy.
Coming in stereo. I know.
No,
I
wow,
almost gave
surround
away
sound.
I almost gave away the whole plot of it. I was gonna just go into what it is, but
You should
even though
have.
you've read it and clicked on it, I can't tell you yet.
You have to remove it from your brain. We've
I
been
know.
over it.
I know. They'll never know. They'll never know till we say the actual words. So
Exactly.
okay, so you tell me your updates because your updates are very exciting.
Are you sure you want me to go first? I was gonna go last,
Absolutely.
so you could be like, here are my things, and then I can say my bigger thing. But if you want me
I
to go
guess my
first, I
things
can
are
go
little,
first.
but then I give you like a momentary break for the fact that you're up first.
Oh, that's true. I always
You
forget.
know, you
Okay.
know.
So I had a very whirlwind weekend. Um, I took a day trip. Everyone I tell this thinks I'm nuts. Either
I love
it's
it.
funny. People who are like a little older, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're nuts for this." And then people who are like a little bit younger than me, they're like, "Oh my god, you're so cool." So it's just kind of funny the like two reactions. Um, but on Saturday, I took a day trip to New York
Love it.
specifically so I could see Aaron Tveit in Moulin Rouge a week before it closes.
Wild. I love
I
it.
know.
I was so stoked when you told me that.
I know.
Okay,
I
tell
okay.
all the details.
Yes. So I booked this a few weeks ago because so I was on Instagram and I saw that he was coming back as Christian. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like it's always been a dream to see him in this role because obviously I really like Moulin Rouge. I did a case file on it.
Yeah.
I've seen the musical when it came to Dallas when it toured, and I actually saw it on my Lorelai birthday because like she has
Cute.
that like
Obsessed.
reference to it, and so
Love it.
that was part of the day. But I just really love his voice in this role. And but he comes back every couple years. So I was like talking to my friend of like, "Oh, it'd be so cool to like go and see it." But where it is in like my work life right now, like this is such a busy time for work. And I was like, I don't think I could go for like a whole weekend and I didn't want to have to
Yeah.
pay for a hotel. Um, but I was like, it's fine. I'll just wait a couple years until he does it again. But then I saw the next day that it was closing at the end of August. And technically, um, it was supposed to close in July and they extended it for a month. And then Aaron joined the cast for like 10 days. So
Which
I
I'm
was,
actually kind of surprised that tickets were even available. You
yes,
know?
I
I feel
was
like it's like,
surprised
okay, I
too.
need to go since I got the tickets. Like, if I could
Exactly.
find it, I'm going.
Basically, I was like, okay, the tickets weren't as they weren't as astronomical as I thought they were going to be. I
Really?
was like, they were doable. Considering it was him and it was
Yeah.
ending, I thought they were going to be
Yeah.
like hundreds and hundreds, and they were not. And
Nice.
so then I was like, okay, can I do realistically, could I go in a day? Because I did matinee. So that was my best shot of doing a day trip. And so I was looking at flights, and I'm not the kind of person I don't love a super early flight. I am a morning person, but I'm not a like
I get that.
6 a.m. flight morning person,
Yeah.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense. But the only other flight that wasn't astronomically priced was going to get me to New York an hour before the show started. And I was like, no, 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 no,
Ugh.
no. That's way, way, way too risky.
Yeah.
So I booked a 6 a.m. flight. I got in around, and I did Newark too, because that was significantly cheaper, but that's what also was adding extra time to actually get into the city. So I got in around
Gotcha.
10:30 and I met up with my friend Brad, who
Oh, how
inspired my
fun.
Eating Gilmore project because he
Yeah.
lives there now. So we grabbed lunch, and then that gave me enough time to get to the theater. My life changed. I had like a full out of body experience,
Aw,
like
how
multiple
fun.
times. And then Brad and I met up again for a little bit because I went to New York for the first time a few years ago, but I didn't go to the New York Public Library. So he took me there, and
Mm.
I sent you the photo. I
So
saw
cute.
the original Winnie the Pooh that you had talked about in your case file. And then we had maybe like an hour and a half before I needed to get to the airport. So we just grabbed a drink, and I was just thinking, oh, we were just gonna go like find a random bar, but we went to this like rooftop bar, which I thought of you again with your like
Ooh.
summer bucket list.
Is
And
it
we
like
had
30A or 3305 or is it a 3-digit number one?
no,
Okay. Because I know
but
one that like
literally
looks real good at the Empire State Building.
yeah, that maybe they changed the name, but it was at the Empire. It was like that was
That's so
our view.
cool.
It was so cool. I was like, wow, what a day. And then I got to the airport. Our flight was delayed about, it wasn't horrible, but it was like 40 minutes. So
Hmm.
I woke up that morning at 3:30. I got into my bed at 1 a.m.
Whoa.
So it was like a 22-hour day, but it was so worth it.
Aw, that's so fun.
Yeah.
There was Moulin Rouge because that was your first time seeing it on Broadway then too.
Yes. Mhm.
Whoa. Was that everything
Yeah.
that you wanted it to be?
Oh, so good, and it was so, like I knew I was in the with the right group, and, like, if you're I feel like if you're
Mm.
seeing Moulin Rouge anyways, like, you know certain songs were, like, written for Aaron's
Yeah,
voice because he, like,
absolutely.
originated, Christian on Broadway, and they have you seen the musical? Like, not the movie, but the musical?
No, I've only seen the Ian McGregor movie
Okay.
version.
So they do change a few
That's
things.
what my next question was, yeah.
Yeah, they do change a few things. They take out a few songs and added new songs. There's
Mm.
one that I have beef with over, but they do still keep the Roxanne and like the Tango of Roxanne.
Nice.
And that is Aaron's song. Like he does like
Yeah, the growl
Ewan
of it.
does it. Yeah, he does a really good job in the movie, but then Aaron just like takes it to this another level. And I knew I was in the right crowd because he starts off with like Roxanne at the beginning, and then everyone was just like screaming, and I was like, I
Cute!
am with the right people.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Wait, so how did they do like the elephant for
Hmm.
the yeah, is it
Yeah.
they just roll it out on stage or like is it
Sort
this
of.
big?
N Sort of. So, basically, how they have the stage I'll send you photos and we can
Yeah.
share these too. So, the stage is when you come in on, like, the if you're looking at the stage,
Yeah.
on the left side, there's, like, a big, like, red Mulan, like a red windmill,
Oh,
and on the other side, they have, like, a giant elephant, just like statue. So, those kind of stay
gotcha.
they've got, like, stairs coming down on stage. They have like a giant neon Moulin Rouge, and it's kind of like a heart cut out is like the main stage part, and there's like all these lights and everything.
Ah, how
And
fun.
then this is cool. I haven't seen this because they toured, they didn't have this. They only had it in Broadway, but basically they had this stage. There was like a skinny runway into part of the audience, so like the first like four
Mm.
rows got this like extra special seating, so there was a runway straight into the audience and then like a catwalk. So
Oh,
basically like the
cool.
first four rows were like kind of boxed into
Yeah,
this like
yeah. Kinda like a
interactive.
concert almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
How they do that,
yeah,
like, jut the stage out and kinda do that?
yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
So I wasn't sitting that close. Those probably cost the like hundreds and
Yeah,
hundreds of
yeah.
dollars. So they when they do the like elephant scenes, they have the set is like the inside, so it's like a lot of rugs and like chaise chairs
Yeah,
and
that makes
stuff.
sense.
And then there is this scene in the second act where they basically take it like you think the whole time you're watching that it's just like the stage, but then you find out that it's actually like this movable room. So then they like turn it like
Cool.
180 around, and then you see the like elephant cut out that way.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
really
Yeah, because
cool.
it's like there's so many different sets in
Yeah.
well, in the way that I've seen it, so I always
Hmm.
get so curious how they would, like, transform that to be on stage, you know?
Yeah, they really make it immersive. I think they do a good job. And they keep they keep like the core songs. Like they have Come What May is in there, and they do it
Mm.
a couple times. Like they have a couple of reprises of it. Obviously Tango of Roxanne, Your Song, which I also love because I
Mm.
really like Elton John. And then like they have the Elephant Love medley and part of it, but they also changed some of the songs.
Oh,
So I don't know
interesting.
like what the choices were for some of them. Like they have, this is my issue, is I feel like they really dated themselves because it came out in 2018 and
Oh,
there's some that
yeah.
I'm like, this feels really of the time.
Oh, interesting.
Like the one that I have beef with, they don't have One Day I'll Fly Away that Satine sings.
Oh.
Instead, they have her sing Firework by Katy Perry.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, of all the songs
What?
that you're
That's
gonna
so
replace
random. What a swap.
that,
I don't
I know.
know.
So that's the one that's like my biggest beef, is because I get it. They're like, you know, it's still very much the jukebox musical where they have like all these
Yeah.
songs and they add more and they take some out. But I'm like,
But,
that's the
like,
one
even
you're gonna
before
replace it with?
yeah, like, before I knew what a jukebox musical was,
Mhm.
I felt like all of those songs fit in so well.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's just surprising to swap a song like that for kinda like you said, like, Firework is a very time-specific song, and I
Right.
feel like One Day
And
I'll Fly
they
Away could fit whenever.
right, exactly.
Mhm.
And they have some that I think are kind of fun choices. Again, they're still dated, so they change the absinthe scene a little bit. So like in
Mm.
the which also I watched that on the plane home. They had it as in-flight
Ah!
entertainment,
How
so I really
fun!
got to compare and contrast the
Like,
2.
really back to back. That's so funny.
Exactly. I saw it as an option. I was like, I did what I had to do.
Yep.
So the movie starts with them like drinking absinthe, and which I have a question. I don't know if we talked about this in the movie, but I learned this fairly recently. You know how you see the little green fairy?
Yeah.
Did you think that was Nicole Kidman?
Probably.
Because I always thought it did. I thought that was supposed to like Nicole
Also
Kidman
be
dressed up like
her.
the fairy, and it was like a tease. No, that's Kylie Minogue.
I think yeah, that's so random.
I like
I think in
learned
my
that
brain,
randomly, and I was like, "What?"
I don't think I have a person in that character. I think in my brain it's Tinkerbell because Disney it's just so
That's fair.
aggressively locked in. I'm like, "Why
That's
is
so
Tinkerbell
you.
here?" You know?
So anyway, so they move that scene later. So basically, because like in the movie, Satine is like pushing off the Duke or whatever, and that's still in the
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and
creepy. What
so
a
they
creepy dude.
do basically like she's has to be with him, and so like Christian's getting really jealous. So then Ziegler and the like group of guys,
Yeah.
they're like, we're gonna distract you and make you feel better with the absence. So that's kind of
Yeah.
how they work it into the
Interesting.
musical. And so then they have Chandelier Plays
Oh my
by
word.
Sia.
Oh, interesting.
But it actually works really well because it's like this lyric is like 1, 2, 3, drink, and then they all like throw
Oh,
back the like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so like it
Yeah.
works and it's kind of funny.
I think it's the next, like, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That
Yeah.
that hits for me. That I
Yeah.
wanna swing from the chandelier feels weird. But
Yeah.
also, I don't know, I could see it working.
Yeah.
I wonder
It
if they had
does
to
work.
change it because of different copyright things or
That's what
something.
I was wondering, if like they were just weren't able to get certain things
Yeah.
approved.
But to get Elton John approved, but not get to get those, that feels so random.
Oh, I feel like Elton John loves theater. Like
Yeah.
he would
But, like,
probably
I feel
sign
like he's
off on
such a
that in a second. But
I
yeah,
guess
he's
that's true.
a way bigger
Yeah.
name than like
Yeah.
other ones.
Like,
They
I
do
I
have
don't
the
even know who
David
sings that.
Bowie parts of Elephant Love Medley, which are the best parts,
Okay.
arguably. So,
Agreed. Agreed. Ah, so
yeah.
cool.
Sorry to
What a
like
fun
go on such
day.
a like
No, that's what we want you
side
to do.
quest here.
That's so fun. I love it. My catch up is very short. Basically, I finished my garland
Okay,
and
but
it
I'm very
was
excited about that. How long did it end
it's
up being?
oof, like a lot longer than I thought because I wanted it to drape all the way around the projector, which
Mhm.
I've just I need to there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to like work on finessing, but I'm liking the way that it's turning out. But I did finally finish one, and I think because like the Christmas one, I feel like I could still add more to because the Christmas tree is so big. I could always like add
Yeah.
more. I feel like the spring one, I got like 90-ish% done, but I feel good. I feel like this is complete, and that makes me happy. And
Yeah.
so I would say this is my first garland that is fully complete. And I did the whole shebang of it and everything of sewing it and doing all of that. So
That's
that
so
makes me feel
impressive.
good too. So I'm like, okay, this is
Yay.
locked in for as long as I want it. And I could put it anywhere. So like even if I get like a different TV or something in the future, I could just hang it over something else. Like
Yeah, or
I feel
even
good
like
about
on
it.
your wall or the
Right?
options are endless. I love that. That's
Right,
so good.
right. That makes me happy. And I've been doing some crafting and embroidery and
Ooh.
stuff like that. I've started to kind of dabble back into that because the fall season is upon us and it's
Oh,
just
which we need to discuss shirts afterwards.
oh, deal. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, yes, yes. Remind me. Um Yes, so I've had there's literally some like in my brain I was like there is some other project that I am just dropping the ball on and I can't remember. I'm glad I'm glad it was your project cuz my brain was like I don't remember it. I got it.
That's so
Um
funny.
but yeah, I have somebody else I'm doing their thing too. So I'm getting back into it slowly, slowly.
Yay.
So
That's
it's
exciting.
good. It's good. But that's my main catch ups because that's what I've been doing. And then I've also been doing like the hand embroidery as
Ooh.
well. So I
Yeah.
did, or like some version of, because I saw a like felt magnet for the obviously for the fridge, but it was like a picture frame one, and then they had like
Cute.
sequins on it, and I was like, I could do that, and so I started doing
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, I don't know if that'd be something that would be like a small drop, or maybe I just do it at an event or something. But it's been fun to do it because it's just something with my hands again. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes
Right.
I'm just like sitting and watching TV and I'm like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't want to like scroll. Like, how many devices do I have to have between me and this TV?" So,
Literally, it's so bad. Ugh, the
so I'm
double
like, okay,
devices.
I'm gonna do something. So
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
been my update.
Yay. I'm really excited about your garland, so you'll have to send me
Yeah,
photos now that it's
yeah, I
finished.
will.
So,
I will. I will.
all right. Well,
Okay,
shall we get into it?
let's do it.
Okay. So our theme today, I'm very excited. We're doing dance movies, and I think we kind of planned this episode on another episode,
Think
or
so.
maybe
Yeah.
it was not, but mine, I'm up first, obviously. And it's funny because when we talked about Moulin Rouge and we talked about like Baz Luhrmann had this like he called it his like red curtain trilogy, and Jacqueline and I kind of
Yes.
realized that we have our own personal like red curtain trilogy, and this is one of those movies for us.
Cute.
So it kind of is like fitting with the like first part of the episode. So I'm doing Center Stage. And if any of our cozy detectives know and love this movie, or even if they've just seen it, please let me know, because up until like last year, I thought it was just me, my sister, and like people that I danced with growing up. But randomly, my boss is a big fan of this movie,
Love that for him.
because this is like a cult classic. And I feel like unless I don't want to say unless, because there's obviously other people, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's pretty big in dancer spaces, especially ballet. If you like did ballet in the early 2000s, you probably have seen this movie, but otherwise you probably have not. So
Yeah.
Joy,
I hadn't
you
even heard of
haven't.
it.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So I'll try to do a little bit more on the plot as I talk about this. And it's funny, even though movies I've seen a lot of the time, I'll usually put like a couple of like plot notes in my notes just to remember to talk about stuff. And I didn't this time, so I may be kind of all over the place, but I feel like I know it pretty well. Um, but this was released in 2000. So it's pretty old.
Yeah.
It was directed by Nicholas Heitner and written by Carol Heikkinen. And it's an ensemble cast. There is technically like a quote unquote main character, but there's like a group of 5 or 6 of the dancers that they all kind of get a pretty strong storyline. Um, so basically, it's about this group of ballet dancers. Some of them are currently enrolled, and then some are like brand new students at this fictional ballet school in New York called the American Ballet Academy, which is part of the American Ballet Company. So basically, if you're not familiar with ballet companies, a lot of major cities will have a ballet company, and then a lot of the time they'll also have like a school attached to it. So you would like take classes and be like a student or apprentice at the academy or at the school, and then you have to audition to get into the company, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Well, there you go. So
Which makes more sense about my movie, I'm not gonna lie. There's there's things about my movie that I'm like, "Oh, it's all coming together." Oops.
oh, great reference. I say that all the time. And so our quote unquote like main character, her name is Jodie Sawyer, and she's played by Amanda Schul. So she auditions, and she basically, they were like, she has really bad turnout. So, and I'm going to use a lot of terms. So I did ballet for 16
Yeah.
years. So I'll try to explain certain terms to make everyone be able to understand. But basically, in ballet, when you do dance moves, everything has to be quote unquote turned out. So, like, your hips have to
Mm.
rotate out. So it's called turnout. So basically everything is more like open. So like when you like extend your leg out, you don't just do it like with your
Straightforward or something?
knee like pointed straight up. It kind of has to rotate out because it
Oh,
just makes like
interesting.
prettier lines. So if
Mm.
you don't have good turnout, you have to do a lot of stretches to like open up your hips basically. So
Mm.
she doesn't have good turnout according to the like dance teachers, and she doesn't have really good feet, but they think she's just like this incredible dancer and she has this great energy, so they accept her, but she has to like work really hard to like be at the level that they want her at. Then there's Ava Rodriguez, who is played by in her very first movie ever, Zoe Saldana.
Oh, very first movie, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Wait, so how old are they
that
supposed to be? Are they, like, in their teens or something?
it's like right at college age. I think
Okay.
they're like 18, 19.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So yeah, this was her very first movie. So it's so funny because like
Whoa.
this was how I was introduced to her. So to me, like I'm like, no,
Like Gamora.
she will always be like Eva to me. Like she's not Guardians of the Galaxy, she's not
Yeah,
anything else she's been in. She's always this role to me, which is funny.
that's cool.
Um so she kind of like is this dancer. She's very talented, but she kind of has like a bad attitude and like doesn't like, because in ballet and especially like very serious companies and things like this, it's very structured. Like everyone wears like the same thing, and you always have to have your hair in a bun, and like you can't even have bangs. I did go to a studio like that for a couple of years, and it was not
Whoa.
fun. So she doesn't really like authority. So that's kind of like her character. Then there's Maureen Cummings, played by Susan May Pratt, and she is already a student at the academy, and she's like supposed to be the best one in her level. She's very stuck up, but she also has an eating disorder that she's kind of dealing with.
Oh.
And her mom works at the academy, so she just puts a lot of pressure because her mom wasn't good at dance, so she's like, you are good, so you're gonna like milk this basically. So that's her storyline. Then we have Charlie Sims, played by Sasha Radatsky. He's a newer dancer. He is really good. He kind of, there's a, I'll get into it, but there's like a love triangle between him, Jody, and another of the dancers. And this is my favorite part. There's a character named Eric O. Jones, and the O stands for Oprah.
Stop it. Go Oprah Jones. Love it.
Uh, so and that's he's played by Shaquem Evans. So he and Eva kind of become friends. And we're getting to like more of the kind of the smaller characters. And then there's Sergey, played by Ilya Kulik. And he's this like Russian transfer dancer. And
Cute.
but he's like in love with this girl who like lives in like San Francisco or something. So, anyways, it's this like group of dancers, and they like all kind of become friends. So you kind of get this like cool dynamic.
That's
Um,
cool.
and then we get into the more like instructors. So there's Peter Gallagher, who plays Jonathan Reeves. And he's like the lead instructor. He is kind of, I mean, he's good, but he's also kind of icky. He does some icky things. And then there is Juliet Simon, played by Donna Murphy. And she's kind of like second in command. And she has, so I first watched this movie when I was in this like summer dance intensive, like when we were in lunch, we like all watched this movie together. And so
Cute.
like my dance teacher, like it was funny because this is like very much a PG-13 movie, and we were like kids watching it, so she was like trying to skip through like the bad words and like the smoking scenes, and she's like whatever.
Don't pay attention.
But there's a really good scene where Juliet is talking to Eva, and she's talking about the bar being your home. So in ballet, you start the class at the bar. And so basically you do like this whole series of like combinations and warm-ups, and it's just like to get you ready for class. And she
Gotcha.
had this like metaphor of like when things are hard or when you're not getting something right, like this is your home base basically. And so like
Oh,
that speech like always like has stayed with me from this movie. And then lastly, we have Cooper Nielsen, played by Ethan Stifle, is I think how you say it. He's kind of like a junior instructor, sort of like he was a student, but now he's also kind of starting to teach and choreograph. And so he's the other part of the love triangle between Jody, Charlie, and then Cooper. And he's also kind of like an icky bad guy, but Jody can't help it because he's like the cool dancer or whatever.
that's so
Um,
funny.
and then, so I'll get into this a little bit more. So some of them were dancers and then some of them were just actors. But Ethan, who plays Cooper, was actually a principal dancer with the American Ballet Theater. So that's like what this like
Oh,
fictional company was like loosely based off of. So he was actually like legit really good. And he did that until 2012. And now he's the artistic director of the Royal New Zealand Ballet. So,
like like in real life?
mhm.
Whoa,
Yeah.
cool.
So he was like legit, legit. So there was like basically, and it was cute watching them do interviews and stuff like at the premiere. So about half of them were played by real ballet dancers. So Jody, Cooper, Charlie, and then a side character, Kathleen. Or no, she's not. Well, she's kind of a side character, but she's like more senior. They were all like professional ballet dancers, but then the other ones were like just actors, so they kind of talked about how it was like cool where like the ballet dancers would help the actors like with some of the technique things, but then the actors were like, well, this is how you should deliver this line. So it's kind of cute where they would
Aw, that
like
is.
help each other out. So Zoe Saldana did have some ballet training, but she was like, she got there and saw what everyone was doing, and she like had imposter syndrome because she was like, these guys are like
Yeah,
really
this is next
good.
level than what I know.
And then the actor who played Sergey was a figure skater. So we kind of had like
Ooh.
there's like some similar training to ballet. But even though they did have a lot of like dancers with experience, they still used a lot of body doubles for a lot of the like wide shot, like big pieces. And why this movie is such a cult classic in the ballet world is because it like does real dancing. Because you know, in a lot of dance movies,
Yeah, yeah, like a bunch of
it's
angles and it's spinning and you're like, "What's
right.
happening?"
But this will show like full body dancing. And so it's like,
That's
oh, this is,
awesome.
we actually know what we're doing, which was going to
Yeah.
be my side. Because what is the first movie you think of when I say bad dancing in a movie?
The what's her name one where she's like, "I know how to hip hop." What's I don't remember what it's called.
I think you're thinking of Miss Julia Stiles
Yep.
in Save the Last Dance.
Yep, 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 yep. I'm doing the hand
So
motions.
my tidbit is allegedly,
Oh, no.
apparently, she's joining Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my word, I love it.
They like announced that like a few days ago, and I was like,
Oh my word.
"That's amazing."
She's like, "Don't worry, I'm bringing it
I've been
back.
at Juilliard.
I've been in Juilliard." Oh, that's so fun. I know, because it's just like I love her in How to Lose a oh, not How to Lose a Guy. That also is apparently getting a sequel. Angry.
I did just see that, and everyone's like,
Angry.
"Way to ruin a good
I know,
movie."
let's not. But 10 Things I Hate About You. But it's
Yeah.
just like I don't know, just the dancing vibe is not vibing for me. The one that I remember being the most honestly, minus My Case File, which I do love, and I do think of as one of my first dance ones that I specifically think of. I also
Yeah.
think of Honey. Did you ever see that with
I
Jessica
don't think
Alba?
so. No.
I always think of that too, because I remember just being like, "He's so cool." Like, these are My Case File and that one is probably the 2 that I think of as, like, not pinnacle dance, but,
Yeah.
like, something of that nature. What
Yeah.
like, outside are your 3 of your 3 ones all dance ones, or is it 3 in general movies, and this is
Are you
one of
talking
them?
what our Red Curtain
Yeah.
trilogy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now. I can't think of our third one. It was Moulin Rouge was obviously. Oh, I think it was Phantom. I think it was Moulin Rouge, Phantom, and then Center
Mm,
Stage were like
okay.
what we consider our Red Curtain trilogy. Which was
Okay.
funny because we talked about 2 of the 3 in our
Right?
Winter Musicals episode.
So true. So
So,
good.
so yeah, I just have a couple other little fun
Yeah.
tidbits. So just wanted to, speaking of the real dance, shout out to choreographer Susan Stroman. So she's the one who like choreographed the movie, which is really cool. The soundtrack for this movie is honestly banging. It has some
Nice.
really good songs. Like there's a scene where Jodie is like frustrated because she keeps getting critiqued with her class. So she goes and takes this like drop in. It's at a real dance studio in New York called like Broadway dance. So she goes and it's this more like laid back, cool vibe place. And it's supposed to do this like
Cool.
compare contrast of the like more high strung. And they do a dance to Higher Ground. And it's a cover. It's not the Stevie Wonder version, but it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers cover of it.
What? Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't
And
heard that.
then the like final scene, which I have a story about that, but they do like some Michael Jackson and stuff, and then it's the like
What?
it's Cosmic Girl. Like there's just so many good songs in this soundtrack, but the like leading single when they were like releasing it was a
Mm.
Mandy Moore song called I Want to Be With You, which ended up becoming her highest charting song, which I thought was
But she
interesting.
made
I
it
was
for
like,
this movie?
I don't know if it was for this movie or they just used
Yeah.
it, but I'm like, it was like above Candy and like
What?
so many of her like really well-known songs, but this is the
That's
one that like
wild.
charted the highest. Yeah. So
Cool.
I'll need to like send you the soundtrack and you can let
Yeah.
me know if you like know this song.
Yeah.
So Amanda Schul, who plays Jodie, so she is a real dancer. This was also her acting debut. So she was a student apprentice at the San Francisco Ballet School, and basically she goes to class like one day and her teacher tells the class, yeah, there's going to be a big Hollywood producer watching the class, so like
Watching the class is
no big
crazy.
deal. And then she got cast in this movie literally a month into her being a student there.
Oh my word. That's crazy.
Right?
That's like they find Sofia Vergara on the beach. Like, how? What are we
Right?
doing?
I know.
That's crazy.
Um and so my last little story. So basically the ending. So it's like leading up to this kind of like showcase where they all kind of are sort of auditioning for a spot in the company. It's like
Nice.
this big performance, and so Cooper, the like baddie or whatever, is choreographing a dance, and it's kind of one of those like hokey things because the ballet is like a love triangle between him, Charlie, and
Mm,
Jody, which obviously is like
yeah.
happening in real life too.
Yeah.
So the end is like this like I don't know how long it actually is, probably like 10 plus minutes of them doing this
Whoa.
ballet. Like they have a motorcycle that comes out on stage
What?
and there's like costume changes. So there's a scene where they like pan down and Jody's point shoes change to red and it's like so iconic.
That's
But
cool.
Jody was talking about that was actually really hard to dance in the dyed shoes because they were really slippery. And she said they were like filming basically for 12 hours and it was like
Oof.
3 a.m. and they're trying to film
Ugh.
this and she just like keeps falling because her shoes
Oh,
are slippery. And I'm just like, that sounds
that's so
so rough.
disheartening. Yeah.
But it was like it's so worth it because it's like, oh, it's such a good ending to
Pivotal
this
moment.
movie. Yeah, it's like I know for some people, like, they'll think of, like, all these other iconic dance scenes, but for me, I'm like, "No, it's this ending."
Nice. Worth. The shoe
Yeah,
change was worth.
yeah. So, that was my love center stage.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question, but I need to take my sweet potatoes out. 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you're good. This is a message for editing joy. Hello. How are you?
They were so skinny.
You wanna
I was
double
like
check? Were
hearing
they
them
okay?
freak out. Yeah, I took them out. They're good. They're not burnt.
Okay, cool.
Um, okay, I'm gonna go back, but I'm gonna ask you why the cozy.
Okay.
Okay, so this being one of your top three, adding in the dancing background of it,
Mhm.
what is the thing? Is it like the nostalgia of watching it at camp, or
Yeah, I think that's a huge piece of it of just like because like I started doing ballet when I was 3. Like I did it from 3 to 19. And so like it
oh,
was literally
that's your
my
life?
formative years.
Yeah.
And because it's so accurate and I like touched on bits of the plot, but like with Maureen having the eating disorder, like that's very common in
Mm,
a lot of like ballet circles. And so I think that portrayal of it is very honest. And she's dealing with that, but then also just like the pressure from her mom. And it's kind of sweet. So she starts dating this med student. Um, and so she kind of like gets to have a life a little bit outside
yeah,
of ballet.
expands.
And it's like a really sweet story. And then like with Zoe Saldana's character of like learning the like balance of you have to respect the authority
Mm,
in like this space in like because they're trying to train you and they're trying to make you even better. And so
yeah,
like having that of like, yes, break out of the mold and break out of the
yeah,
like structure,
like the
but also
box.
like you
Yeah,
have to learn the fundamentals to be good. So, like,
that's
there's some
cool.
really good lessons in here that I think are really true to ballet, but also apply to life outside of dance. So I think
Yeah,
even if, because like Jacqueline loves this movie, but she didn't do dance. But she did it
yeah,
for like a couple years, but it wasn't like her life
not to
like it
that
was for me.
level.
But she
Yeah,
still can find enjoyment in it. So
that's
if that makes
cool.
sense.
I need to add this to my list because I hadn't even heard of it until you said it,
Yeah.
and
And
now I'm
then
like,
it's,
oh,
I mean,
cool.
it was 2000. So the vibes are there.
Oh, I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Okay, my case file is Music High, was what it was first called. Lol. It's Step Up.
I was like, "Wait, did you change it on me?"
No, but that's what it was called, which is I'm like, it came out in 2006, and part of my brain,
Oh,
knowing
they
that
had to
High
change
School
it.
Musical also
Yeah,
came
they
out, I feel
had
like
to
they were
change
just like,
it.
no, this can't
We
be
get
it.
it.
So that
That's
was
so
the
funny.
working title, which is also weird because I'm like, no, Step Up is the thing that like clicks in my brain. So
Right.
I like that they changed it. But my movie is I don't know, I just love it. It's so good. It's just the mixture of everything. I feel like do I want to say this? This feels controversial, but I feel like it's like the opposite and maybe in my opinion, maybe because it was when it came out like during some of my formative years, I think this is the version that I resonate with more than the what was the movie called we just talked about with her dancing? Her funny
Julia
dancing.
Stiles.
But what was the movie called? My brain
Oh,
just glitched on it.
Save the Last Dance.
Yes. So Save the Last
Mhm.
Dance, she's like very ballet and she's learning hip hop.
Mhm.
Whereas I feel like this kind of does that as well in a different way. But I feel
Yeah.
like this does it in the way of like they're also now makes more sense to me, ye old 20 years later, of at the very end, they're leading up to this performance because she's trying to get in to a
Yeah.
dance thingy. I don't have the words.
You're
My
doing great,
words are the
sweetie.
vibes. So this movie really is just 2006 iconic peak from the
Yeah.
clothing to the vibes of it. I loved the songs of this, which makes me feel
Oh,
very
for sure.
vindicated because it actually did kind of chart, kind of. So it's Channing Tatum is the main guy, and he plays Tyler Gage, who is kind of like a troubled teen. And Jenna Dewan, I think that's how you say her name, plays Nora Clark, who is the ballet dancer, very professional side of things. And then there's two other characters. I will say, which I forgot, my brain blacked out until we were talking about this episode. There's two other characters and a trigger warning because I forget that somebody dies in this.
Which is why I've only seen this a couple times because
Oh,
it
it
traumatized me when I saw it in theaters.
honestly, I remember the whiplash of that. And then I think my brain
Yeah.
was just like, we can't add that into this movie. So it just blacked it out.
Yeah.
Because Tyler Channing Tatum's character, his best friend is Mac, who is played by Damian Radcliffe, and he has a younger brother, Skinny, played by Deshaun Washington. And spoiler from 20-year-old movie, Skinny dies,
Yeah.
and
In a
my
very
brain
traumatic way. And
very
it's very
traumatic.
it like catches you off guard, which is the point. I get why,
Yeah, yeah. It's meant
but
to be like
I
a
remember
turning point, but like,
yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, did that I feel like there's some stuff in theaters that I specifically remember. Like, I remember this is a little bit of a side tangent, but I'll get back on it really quickly.
I love it.
But I remember this is gonna be a spoiler for a totally different movie, also I'm sure 20 years old, but in whatever Twilight movie it is, that they really aggressively deviated from the book
Oh.
of they have the scene where like everybody dies basically.
Mhm.
I worked at the movie theater during that time and I remember you would know when it got to that part because
Oh
there'd
my
be
gosh.
gasps like
Yeah,
emanating from the theater.
that's such an iconic, like, I worked at
Such
the
an
movie
icon,
theater story, like,
so iconic. And
that's
I feel
funny.
like this is kind of one of those as well of just like I didn't work at the movie theater when this came out, but I feel like this would be one of those moments where you would just be like you'd like hear it just like emanate.
Yeah.
And so the big plot point of this is basically he gets in trouble. He has to work as the janitor at this school, which isn't a real school, which is a bummer, but schools like this exist and it's like it's a thing. It's a beautiful school. And so it's just it makes you want to go there and do all the dance classes and do all the dance things. But he sees her practicing for her like what is the end dance called again? The one that you said it in my
Showcase.
showcase. Thank you.
Yeah.
So she's practicing for the showcase and she's trying to come up with things, and that's coming around the corner. And basically, after a bunch of things happen, they decide to do the dance together because he has the more like hip hop side of it, she has the more ballet side of it. And so, how do they blend those worlds in a way that makes sense for the showcase? And there's that like middle thing that happens where like, is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? And then it's like, are they dating or is their love blooming? So also, this is where they actually met and did actually get married for a bit. They did get divorced, but they
Oh,
were
yeah, I
married.
forgot about I knew they dated, but
I
I, like,
know.
forgot they actually got married. Wow.
Full on marriage. So they met during this. Also, Anne Fletcher was the director, but she had a dance background because she had choreographed a lot of things as well. So
Hmm.
for the choreography side of it, I just X'd that off. Why did I do that? Hold
Uh-oh.
on. Figure out my life here. Hold on, people. I
You're
got
good.
this. Because I pulled it up at
You're
IMDb
doing
and then
great.
I literally X'd it off like a psychopath.
Oh,
So,
no.
but she did I have it written down in another spot. Can't I just X that? I've like never done that where I'm just like, yeah, who needs that tidbit? Go away. So she did Bring It On, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and a few other things before she directed Step Up. So Step Up was her first directing role. And then she also did The Proposal, which I hadn't realized. So she
Oh.
worked with Betty White, which I thought was so cute. So The Proposal
Aw.
is her biggest thing, and then Step Up. And then she also did Hairspray with Zac Efron, and she worked with Lauren Graham because she was the choreographer also for The Pacifier.
Oh, I forgot. Lauren did that like stretch where she was in
So
like
random.
really random movies. I feel like
Yeah.
girl just needed a check.
I get it. She's like, I am not Lorelai Gilmore. Just like, give me 1 second, people. It's fine.
Yeah, it was like basically like until she did Parenthood, she was just like out there doing
Yeah.
whatever came her way. It was
Which I
so
kind of
funny.
get. You know what I
No,
mean?
literally, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But she also was the choreographer on Ice Princess, too. So to wrap in, I know, to wrap in something else. And on
I
Scooby
can't
Doo,
talk about
too.
that movie right now.
I know. It's so much like bringing down the house, like Mike. It's just she did a lot of choreography, and so that was pretty cool too. Of knowing that background because
Right.
when Jenna was talking about how like they would have if they were doing a scene and she's like, oh, I messed up on this, she'd be like, okay, it's cool, I got it. We'll just like roll it back. I already saw it. Like so, just kind of having that connection in that way, I think is really fun. And then the score for this was also really cool and it actually reached so it came out in 2006. In 2006 it was number 12 on the year-end soundtrack charts, so that was like way
Wow.
higher than I thought. And the
Yeah.
album eventually went gold, so it hit the number
Oh,
of
that's pretty
streams to
cool.
hit gold, which is cool because it had like
Yeah.
Sierra, Sean Paul, Chris Brown, Anthony Hamilton. Like it had so many people, Mario, who's also in this movie, which is so
Oh, yeah.
random. And I don't even think like I knew that when I originally watched it, or maybe I did know
Yeah.
when I originally, I don't know. But it's just, and he plays Miles, so it's just, it's a good time. It's not, it's weird because I want to say like it's not that heavy, but like it is. But there's a lot of like iconic dance moments in it. Obviously, at the end, that's the biggest iconic dance moment of it all. But kind of throughout, like they're at the bar one time and they're all dancing, and that's really cool. And then it's like during the practice, they have a lot of cool things as well. Um, and it's just a good time. It does give similar vibes to Honey, but Honey was
Mm,
Jessica Alba. Um, and Honey came out. So that was 2003. So 2003 Honey comes out, 2006 this comes out, which
gotcha.
also is
Yeah.
wild to add this in the timeline of Gilmore Girls as well. You know what I mean? Like
I know. I love how that's always like our like frame of reference, which duh, but like wow, that was wrapping up. And for me,
yeah,
my movie was coming out the same time.
right? Like that premiered at the same time as the other one, but
Yeah.
I think this is just the dance feel of it. Obviously there's like stuff like it shot this whole thing into existence of like Step Up 2, which has like the end
Yeah.
scene where they're in the water and everything like that, where like it's raining.
Yeah.
And the cars and Moose and all of that. And I think it just because what it did is I think they made it for about 12 to 13 million dollars, and then it brought in over $100 million more than it cost to make,
Wow.
which clearly is huge. And I think any movie nowadays would be stoked to have that be it. But at the
Yeah.
time, I think that was also very unheard of because it was kind of like a sleeper hit where obviously you want it to be a hit, but you're just not
Yeah.
expecting it worldwide to make that. So yeah, it's a $12 million budget. And then, well, just about. And then worldwide, it made over 114 million.
Wow. That's cool.
Like, what a time.
Yeah, I remember too because like I was still dancing at
Just
this point, and it
everywhere.
was like it was really big, and I did like it.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. I just got traumatized in the theater, and so it was like one of those where it like gets you in a certain way that I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I can. I've
Like
only seen it like a small handful of times, but I did try to get it at the thrift store, and I did the fatal
mm.
mistake where I did not check,
Oh,
and it wasn't in
no.
there. So I shall try
That's
again.
happened to me. That's happened before. But if you haven't seen it, I think it's a good entry into dance movies because it's also
Yeah.
not like one of the things that the director was talking about. She didn't want 90 minutes of dance. So it's not
Yeah.
like dance, 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 dance.
That's
It's
what mine
when,
is basically. There's other stuff, but it's
yeah.
a lot heavier in dance. So I think you're right. This is a good like entry point.
Yeah. Like it's a lot of plot. And then when the dance works with the plot, whereas there's a lot of
Yeah.
dance and then when the plot works with the dance.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's a good mixture of both,
Fun.
but it's fun. It's a good time. It's one of my faves. It's a high rewatch for me. So
Love it. Love it.
that's a quick step up.
Oh.
There we go. What about your
What was your
2%?
2%?
Ah, okay, I'll go because I am actually really excited about this because I feel like it
I'm
connects a
excited
little
for
bit
you.
with my catch up
Yeah.
because what I started doing, and I haven't done it in a minute, but it's been something I've been really I don't know. I've been really enjoying it where you sit on the phone with your friend and you do your 3, 2, 1 countdown and you click play on the movie or the TV show at the same
Cute.
time. And so just
Yeah.
like watching it with a friend and it's a really good time. And we've been watching, she likes K drama. So we've been watching a K drama and I've been like
Cute.
sewing my stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just it's fun. I just feel like it's kind of one of those movie nights, but like a DIY version. And it's kind of funny too
Yeah.
because the one that we're watching is on Prime, and so when we get an ad, we're like, okay, how long is your ad? Like,
You have to make sure to sync back up.
yeah, when they would like sync back up at the end. But
That's
I don't know,
funny.
it's cute. It gives me feels of having a sleepover a little
That's
bit, and so
fun.
I'm like,
Yeah, as I
okay,
did when you were doing, like, your little cozy hollow vibes,
yeah.
I joined for when you did it, for About Time, and, like, I think an episode of Gilmore Girls, and that was really fun too.
Yeah, it's just it does give that nostalgia of it literally is the 3, 2, 1 countdown because it's like the only way
Yeah.
to do it, and it's fun.
We need to do that one time with Cozy Detectives, that would
Yeah,
be fun.
for sure. That would be super fun. I know. We'll
So
figure that out. All the stuff in the blanket fort.
so I feel like mine is one that's more it's very both of us, but I feel like it's in like the era you've been talking about a lot because I got on and I was like, I don't have a 2% to talk about because we're getting really close to when we're releasing this, but
Mm,
sadly Dolly Parton did pass away today, so I was very
yeah,
distracted by that right before we got to record.
yeah,
So this is going to date this episode 2 days later.
yeah. You're good.
That's where we're at right now. But I was like, what have I done? And you actually were the inspiration because
Mm.
we had been texting because you were like working on your like garland and like your
Yes.
stars and everything. And I have stars hanging up in my room behind my TV. So I sent a picture of like what mine was with my fabric garland. And then I was like, oh, I need to turn my twinkle lights on because I just like haven't been using them lately because I think I like vacuumed one time and I unplugged them and I never plugged them back in because they are operated with a remote. So
Yeah.
it's very easy, but I just never plug them back in. So after we texted, I plugged them back in. So I've been like using them every night. So that's been very
Yay!
nice.
It's fun. It is that
Yeah.
2% because I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes because I have them in the living room, and sometimes I'll turn off all the lights and I'll be like, oh no, I'm gonna have to walk in the dark, and I'm like, "Oh, my twinkle lights have saved
There you go.
me. I'm good to
Yay. But
go."
it's so weird. I don't know how this has happened. Someone who knows technology well, if you can explain this to me, that would be great. So they are they're behind my TV, but they are plugged in to nothing into my TV. Like they're not touching my TV at all. But there are a couple buttons on my TV remote
Oh
that
my
will
god, that's
do
so
stuff
funny.
to the twinkle lights. Like they if I because I like my like night mode setting. So if I'm like turning that on or turning that off, the lights will come on. If I
What?
press this, like, if I press the menu, the twinkle lights turn on, and I do not know why. And then the other day, because I have a Roku, and I was like turning up the volume, and then all of a sudden they switched to the most horrendous mode where they like
Just like
seize like
yeah.
really bad, and I was like, what? It was like not cozy at all. So I don't know how the
It's gotta
TV
be a
two
frequency thing, right?
yeah, 2 different TV remote buttons are doing so and it's happened, like, multiple times, like, it wasn't, like, a fluke thing, it's like,
That's
this
wild.
specific button does this specific thing every time, and it freaks me out,
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna press all of the buttons on my remote and see if it messes with my twinkle lights. I'm gonna
yeah,
do it. I'm gonna do it when we get off, and I'll let you know if they
please
start
let me
changing on
know.
me.
It freaks me out, but
Ugh. What
I
about
got
our cozy detectives?
yes, I've got one from Lauren today. She said, my 2% this week has been reading the book The Mashup, which I could
Mm.
have mentioned this before. I couldn't remember. But she said it has the coziest 90s and early 2000s vibes ever. Um,
Cute.
She said, I don't, maybe I didn't do this one, but because she said there's a lot of past case files that are mentioned in this book. And
Hey.
it's so much fun. It's very Joy and Larisa coded. And she said she thinks there's even a subtle Gilmore Girls reference with a hardware store that was turned into a diner.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think you could have one of those at this point and it not be a reference to Gilmore
Yeah.
Girls. Like your editor or somebody would be like, that's a Gilmore Girls reference, right? Like someone's gonna know. Someone's gonna
Yeah.
know. So
But
we'll
thank you
take
for
that.
thinking of us. That was really sweet.
Yeah, that is
It's
sweet. That makes
fun.
me happy. It always makes me excited whenever someone like if I make a new friend or something and then they're like, I watched Gilmore Girls and I thought of you. I just got that text message and I'm like, hey,
I know. That's my
locked in.
reputation.
I know. Honestly, same. Same.
So
Well,
good.
thank you, Cozy Detectives, for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Blanket Fort Files Pod. Send us your 2% cozier. Please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast and join us next week in the Blanket Fort, where we'll discuss the coziness of end of summer sleepover time.
Super fun. I'm excited.
I bring my
With an extra surprise.